advantages in me. If the dead rise not, let us eat.
He says, the Apostle Paul says, I die daily. I've taken up my cross.
Yes.
And I endured the death of Christ only daily.
Yes, Lord.
The disciples, they sat, they ate with him, they began to live their lives, and their lives were lives of sacrificial living. Jesus has already told them, now listen, if you're going to be with me, you're going to be in my kingdom, you're going to have to suffer the same thing that I suffered.
Yeah, come on. Well, Lord.
Yeah, I know. We say amen. This is how that looks. Every day you wake up, until your breath leave your body,
Come on, Pastor.
you're supposed to get up, get on the cross.
Come on.
Lord.
That's right.
Every day you wake up, you're being told to die. Every day. Every day when your eyes open up, for some of you who wake up smoking, who wake up cussing, wake up drinking,
That's right.
wake up and push the pause button so that your pornography movie can start playing again. Every day you wake up, you're supposed to wake up and get back on the cross, because it is a sacrificial lifestyle that does not end. It is ongoing until you can hang your head and say, it's finished.
Preach it.
I feel like Dr. Butler. Go give me a new
That's
cry.
good.
Come on, do you hear what I'm trying to say to you?
Jesus.
We keep saying we want to be Christians, but we don't want to feel no pain.
Don't want to feel no pain.
Come on now. Come on, Pastor.
We don't want to die. And I'm not talking about no natural death. We don't want to die spiritual.
Come
My
on.
God.
We really want to believe that we are Christians doing it our way.
It's the truth. Come on.
See now, and I felt you kind of tense, like, well, no. Here's the truth of the matter. If you living for Christ and you're not yelling, ouch,
I know that's right.
and you're not crying yourself to sleep, and you're not sitting up clenching your fist saying, I can guarantee you're not doing it right.
Come on.
Because the way of the cross is a sacrificial way, and it hurts.
That's right.
It don't feel good.
Not at all.
Come on, preacher.
My God.
And the cross was chosen as a way of death because it was the most barbaric way to kill a person.
Amen.
It was
Yes,
degrading.
it was. Yes, it was.
It was humiliating.
Come on.
And unlike other deaths, when you were crucified, you could live up to 3 days hanging there dying. Come on, can you imagine? Now you've already been flogged, which is to be beaten.
My Lord.
I just want to share a little
My
bit
Lord. My Lord.
for those of you who've never taken the time to look at how the death of the cross, what it consists of.
Come on.
Come on, Pastor.
Here, according to aboutjesuschrist.org, says that crucifixion would begin with the person being flogged, which is beaten, on the victim's back. And the Romans didn't just use any kind of whip.
Come on.
They used the whip that has small pieces of bone and metal
Yes, right.
attached to the ends of the leather strap.
Yes. Yes,
That's
it
right.
is.
That's painful.
Yes,
That's terrible.
Yes, it is. My Lord.
During the time that they beat you, your skin was ripped from your back, causing bloody mass of tissue and bone to be exposed.
Amen. That's right.
During the time of his death, you suffered extreme blood loss, right? And the extreme blood loss is what caused the death. Now, I know that sounds like, no. I worked in the medical field.
Yes, Lord.
Let me tell you something. You talk about painful when you start losing blood, when you are hemorrhaging, how painful it is. And the reason why it is so painful, because the reason our bodies function is because blood carries oxygen to these different parts of our body that help that body to be able to flow. So now, if blood is not flowing any longer, that's why it becomes so painful, because that particular organ begins to die. So not only is death by hemorrhaging very painful because of the lack of oxygen, it is also painful because you get to feel what it's like to have organs that were once alive automatically die very fast and quickly. And that's what causes a person to go into shock. Because your body is not accustomed to feeling that measure of pain and having that lack of blood flow or oxygen going to that particular place. Here's why: if you cause blood to stop flowing, the thing dies, right? It turns green. All of that is saying that the tissues, that everything is dying. So death by crucifixion was very barbaric and painful. After they get through flogging you, after that you're already losing blood, then they force the person who is going to be crucified. That wasn't just Jesus, the only one who was forced to carry his cross. Anybody that was being crucified, this was the method that they used. After they beat you, after you start losing blood, then they would make you take your cross and you had to carry it. The historians say that the distance Jesus carried his cross would be the size of 2 football fields. Walking with the cross. You already been beaten. You're losing blood. You're already exhausted and tired. Now here it is, you are carrying this cross, and it cuts you. That while you sit, your bottom is set here, but it wasn't very large. So they would take your body and twist your body to the side, which stops the flow of oxygen. Have you ever noticed when somebody's been injured in a car accident, what do they tell you? If something injured, they say lay them flat. Because it causes the lungs to be able to expand more easily. So if you got a body that's twisted, even yourself now, healthy person with no breathing problems, if you twist your body, it becomes a bit more difficult to breathe because the lungs have been twisted and the air can't flow like it should. They took the person and they set them up on this thing and twisted the body so the oxygen wouldn't be able to flow. So here you have the person who is now sitting, preparing to die. And while they're sitting, they're almost like this, hanging. Now, the loss of blood, as you begin to sit and hang, what's happening to the midsection that's supposed to be carrying out the flow of blood? The heart now begins to suffer because the blood can't flow like it should. So while the blood is going out, the return of the blood, which brings the oxygen, has been hampered. So not only do you have a difficult time breathing, it now affects how your heart is functioning. Come on. Because the heart can't get enough oxygen to keep on functioning like it should. The heart begins to swell. I'm sorry, I know I'm boring y'all.
No, this is good. A lot of information,
And while the heart begins to swell, the pericardium, which is the muscle of the heart, the lining that's around the heart, begins to fill with fluid. So not only are you hanging, and your lungs are not expanding like they should, the blood flow to your heart is beginning to decrease because the blood can't flow like it should, and as a result, now you get fluid in your lungs. So you're talking about a hard time breathing, and people ask, where did the water come from that flowed out of Jesus'? I thought I had people a little bit. I'm sorry, I know y'all want me to holler to let me start hollering. Now we understand where the water came from. Because when you have an individual who is dealing with congestive heart failure, fluid begins to overflow and it starts to fill the body. So when he is pierced in the side. Yes, he should bleed, but because there's excess fluid, here comes the water